Hey, this is Nevin again. Today we're bringing to you season 9 of our cooking show on the Discit, and today's episode is gonna knock you out. Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to do some really awesome cooking, something healthy. We got a brand new guest chef on the show, MMA fighter, Carlos Condit.
What's up, man?
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
This time we got to work on my combo. I guess the only combo I work on is usually this one over here, though.
We'll work on it.
Well, Carlos is going to join us, going to teach us how to do some healthy cooking on the Discit.
Yep.
So I'll just fire this thing up. Now you always just push the knob in, slowly rotate to the left. You got ignition. What do you got for us? What are we going to do today, Carlos?
All right, we're going to do KnockOut Quinoa stir fry.
KnockOut Quinoa stir fry.
Quinoa stir fry. And this is actually a vegan dish. I don't always eat vegan, but I try to get as much, vegetables and good stuff in my diet. It's basically fight fuel right here.
Nice.
So we're going to start off some onions.
I love onions. No, we don't need oil or anything in there?
No, see, what we're going to try to do is get a nice charring on all this stuff. So no oil right now.
Okay.
When you get fajitas, it's nice and black. That's how they do it. They no oil. They just throw it on the cast iron. We're going to do onions. I got 2 bell peppers and a couple of, let's get a nice char on that. A couple of bell peppers and a couple of big carrots.
Oh, wow.
We're just going to put all that together.
Onions, bell peppers, carrots.
Onions, bell peppers, carrots. We're going to sit this down, spread it out so we get it all nice and evenly cooked.
How long have you been fighting?
I've been fighting for 12 years professionally. Started when I was 18 years old, 30 years old now. Started training actually when I was about 15 though. So been doing this about 15 years.
And what's your record?
I don't even know. I've actually lost count. I'm something like 29-8 or something like that.
And where are most of your fights at?
All over the place, man. I fought Japan a bunch of times. I fought all over the United States, Canada, did a fight in the UK. So yeah, I've traveled the world. Nice.
I've been to Japan, never been to the UK.
Yeah, Japan's actually one of my favorite places to fight because after weigh-ins they have phenomenal food. You just go and just gorge on, just all kinds of good stuff.
When I was in Japan, we went to a bunch of different restaurants. I was out there for about 9 days, whatever. I was out on business, and they took us to these really awesome places. And it's funny because after I'd eat something, I'd write it down. And they'd say, "Why are you keeping note of that?" I said, "Well, I like to at least know that I've tried this once." And they said, "Why you write it down?" So, well, that one I don't think I'll ever have to eat again. At least I already tried it, you know. And after about 4 or 5 days, we had a lot of sushi, a lot of fish. And after about the 5th day, they said, "Oh, we're going to have spaghetti." I'm thinking, yes, we had fish spaghetti. I thought we were going to have some beef finally. Yeah. It was a neat experience for me.
Yeah, last time I went, I didn't eat sushi for about 2 months afterwards because I had my fill. I love sushi, but I mean,
you know what I didn't care for was the tofu.
The tofu?
Yeah, just for me it was a texture thing, but anyway, so you got onions, bell peppers, you got carrots.
Got some carrots in there.
No oil in this thing.
No oil for now. We're gonna let this get some nice charring on it. Just leave it for a little while. This is a pretty easy dish. I cook this quite a bit on my black skillet at home. One pan meal.
Nice, 1 disc meal.
1 disc meal, absolutely.
While we're getting this set up real quick, I'm going to switch over. We're going to get into this week's Ask Nevin Anything section of this episode. So this week's question is, after the holidays are all done, people are sending in questions saying, hey, what's up with the roundup this year? Now you guys know we've already done 6 annual roundups. We got number 7 coming up. It's going to be at a Sleda Resort and Casino again. Last year we raised almost $40,000 in 5 hours for the UNM Children's Hospital. Now of course that's thanks to our sponsors, but even more importantly is our cooking teams. Now this year we'll have Paws and Stripes out there as a competitive team at the 7th annual Discit Roundup. If you want to get involved, bring a team, or if you want to just more information about the event, go to our website or just shoot us an email. Love to let you know how you can get involved and help Discit raise tens of thousands of dollars benefiting UNM Children's Miracle Network Fund. So thanks for the questions coming up on that. Look forward to the roundup coming up in a few months. Keep them questions coming. All right, so now we got a chance to get this week's featured question answered. We got Carlos Condit with, what is it, campcondit.com?
Campcondit.com is the official website.
And he's teaching us how to do something really, really healthy. We got onions, you got bell peppers, and you got carrots in there, right?
For now, onions, bell peppers, carrots. I'm gonna add some garlic. This is about quarter cup of garlic. I like a ton of garlic. You don't necessarily have to put this much in, but
cook it the way you like.
Yeah, you can't have too much garlic, in my opinion.
Nice.
Got that.
That's funny. I've never ever cooked any onions and stuff without at least a little bit of vegetable oil or something.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it helps you get that nice char on it, actually. So like I said, when you go to a restaurant, you get fajitas and they're all nice and black and kind of crispy and caramelized. Yeah. They don't use any oil on their cast iron.
You would think I'd have known that by now. Yeah. Told you I don't know anything. Now what do you got there?
All right, and now this is a couple of zucchinis cut up, and now we're gonna turn the heat down a tad, about medium heat, so that these bad boys don't get too soggy. They cook pretty quick. Stir this up. These will cook.
And really, you have the moisture from the onions and the zucchini and the bell peppers and all that stuff anyway. So.
Oh yeah. So what I'll do on like a Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon, is cook a big batch of this. It keeps really well in the fridge, and I will eat it for lunch or throughout the week. I do my meal prep, and so I don't even really have to worry about what my next meal is. Man, after a hard training session, I don't want to worry about.
You probably eat that whole thing after a hard training session.
Yeah, I don't want to worry about having to cook a meal or whatever. And this is phenomenal. This is a meal in a bowl. I got carbohydrates. I got protein with the quinoa that we're going to throw in here in a little while. Quinoa. Yeah.
Quinoa. I thought you said Kenya. My dog's name is Kenya.
This one's probably spelled a little bit different. Quinoa is a grain, and it has carbohydrates and it has protein. It has complete protein, which is hard to find in most plant-based foods.
I've learned something else again.
Yeah.
Well, while you're getting that stirred up here, let's take a second. We're going to feature this week's Spotlight Discit. This week's Spotlight Discit is the cage fighting discit, kind of an MMA style deal. Now this one is not Carlos Condit. This is actually a picture that was sent in that we did a while back, but I figure since we had campcondit.com here with us, we'll show the cage fighting discit we have. Now keep in mind, you can see this pattern on our pattern section of our website, or you can also look through hundreds and hundreds of other different designs. Don't forget about following us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, all the different social media. So if you want to request any kind of design that you want, just send it in. We'd love to make a discit just the way you want it. So now we got a chance to see this week's Spotlight Discit. We're back in here. Carlos Condit is hooking up a very healthy meal, and it's got zucchini, carrots, onions, bell peppers. What next?
And then last thing I'm going to throw in for a little bit of spice, jalapeno.
Nice.
Full jalapeno. I actually grew that one in my garden.
Wow. He's a gardener too.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm very much an amateur, but I learn a little bit more every year. Yeah. Trial and error. So I'm gonna put this together, stir it up a little bit, and then we'll push all this out to the side, and then we're gonna get ready to cook our quinoa.
Quinoa. I still never.
Quinoa is actually how it's spelled.
Interesting. I've never had it before.
Delicious. You can do it. You know, it's kind of like rice, but it's
you got the jalapenos coming out of
ooh, that's spicy. It's like rice, but it's easier to cook. It's basically idiot proof.
And I get it.
All right, we got, and basically it's
that looks like flaxseed.
Yeah, it's just, you know, just basically like rice. Yeah, it's like a rice. No, it's like rice. No. Yeah, it's, you know, you got to cook it. So we're gonna do. I got about a cup and a half, and it's two to 1
We get it raw.
2 to 1 liquid to
texture as gunpowder.
2 to 1 liquid to the quinoa. And right now I'm cooking this for this recipe with almond milk. So I got a cup and a half of quinoa. So I'm going to do 3 cups.
Almond milk. Why almond milk? Just flavor or health? Or?
You know what? It gives it a nice creamy flavor, which I really like with this recipe. So we're going to do a cup and a half of quinoa to 3 cups of almond milk. And you can do stock. You can do whatever. You know, I do chicken stock, vegetable stock. I don't really like doing it with just with water, because the cool thing about the quinoa is it absorbs a lot of the flavor. Where
do you buy quinoa?
You can get it at pretty much anywhere. You can get it at Smith's. I get this at Sprouts. Thing about quinoa though is you have to rinse it first. So I always get the pre-rinsed ones. If you don't rinse it, it tastes kind of funky. So yeah.
So we're just let that cook down for a little bit then?
Yeah. Basically, you know, it cooks until it's done. You don't got to cover it.
Now, is it going to thicken, or I guess I'll find out here in a few minutes. Huh?
Yeah. So let's turn this up a little bit.
Nice. Cooking quinoa on the Discit. So let's see what this does. Should we cover it up, or?
Nah, it's not covered. Yeah, we don't want the veggies to get too overcooked. We're gonna get some nice crisp on them.
A bit al dente.
Those are perfect right there.
Good carrots. Oh, good.
Yep.
Cool. Well, let's see how this thing goes.
Yep.
So hey guys, we had an awesome Santa Paws event down in December. Outstanding time. Really appreciate the support from the community, everybody involved, and of course Mr. Carlos Condit, who's always had our back, no questions asked, been there to support our veteran population, and of course the dogs that are in the shelter system. So just want to say thanks, Carlos.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Really appreciate it, man.
What you guys do is amazing. You know, it tackles a couple of different issues that are so close to my heart. You know, veterans and dogs, you know, and you guys are doing amazing work.
Well, I really greatly appreciate that. You know, we couldn't keep doing what we're doing if it wasn't for the community out here in New Mexico and across this great country of ours, from volunteering and donations. But right now, of course, we're always in need for volunteers. So if you're looking to help out with Paws and Stripes, you can go to our website, pawsandstripes.org, or you can contact our office at 505-999-1201.
So we had just took a few minutes here, and you got the what do you have? The almond milk, and you've got the quinoa.
Yeah, almond milk, quinoa. Cooked quinoa with the almond milk. Did our stir-fried vegetables. Those are kicking back, staying warm on the side. Last thing we're gonna add, a couple of big gobs. That's how I cook.
Is that peanut butter?
I add gobs. No, it's almond butter.
Oh, almond butter.
Almond butter. We're gonna add a couple of nice big gobs. I don't know, maybe 4 tablespoons full of
that looks
almond
pretty
butter. Maybe a little bit more. I don't know. My tablespoons are bigger than most, so bomb.
Nice.
I'm just gonna mix this together.
I used apple butter once. Hey, real quick, we got Martin Luther King coming up here in a few days, so celebrating everything that Martin Luther King Jr. did. You got a couple fights coming up here pretty soon too, huh? With March?
I'll probably be fighting March or April. I don't have anything set in stone right now, but I will be fighting early in the spring, and I should be getting ready for that. So stay tuned for a fight announcement.
I'm sure I'll tweet it. You have what, 200? You said 200 followers on Twitter or something like that?
On Twitter, yeah.
Twitter?
On Twitter, I have like 220,000.
220,000
something
on
like
Twitter.
that, yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I don't know. And I think most of them aren't real people, but hey, you know what?
So how do you follow you on Twitter? What's the
just at Carlos Condit.
Carlos Condit?
Yep.
And you got campcondit.com.
Campcondit.com.
And do you Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, any of that stuff too? Or is that too much?
Yeah, I got Instagram, just Carlos_Condit. Also, there's a new Twitter kind of thing called Score, SQOR, and it's for athletes and fans. And I'm just at Carlos Condit on that one too. That's a cool, I post some different stuff on there that I do on my Twitter or my Instagram. So
nice.
All right, man. So the last thing, this is about done.
Oh, so you're gonna mix it together now?
We're just gonna mix it all together.
And that was onions, carrots, red bell peppers. You got zucchini. You got quinoa.
Quinoa.
I'm not gonna get there.
We got the garlic, and we got
jalapeno. And apple butter. And then you did that in
almond butter, apple butter.
Almond butter.
That's a little funky. I should try that sometime. But this time around, it's almond butter.
We'll have the recipe listed up here after the show too, and you can see get the printed recipe off the blog here at the Discit website. Wow, look at that. It's got a lot of texture.
Yeah.
Carlos, got to thank you a lot for coming out and being part of the show. Now you got a Discit coming up. You ordered one for your dad.
I did.
What are you going to do with it as far as the design?
I actually bought it at the Paws and Stripes event.
That's fundraiser last year.
You guys donated one, and I had to have it. I love to cook outside, and so does my dad. So I think I got it for his birthday.
What design are you going to have built?
I think we're going to get a couple of Labradors coming up the side.
Cool.
He just got a lab puppy, and he's really into it. So
nice.
we're going to do that.
Now, does he know yet, or is this going to be a surprise?
He does. I showed him all about it on his birthday. I was like, oh, I didn't show up with a present, but hey,
here's what you got coming.
This is what you're getting. So he's pretty stoked.
That's going to be fun to build it. We have to maybe get your dad on a cooking show with you one of these days.
For sure. I mean, he'd love it. And so now all we got to do is add a little bit of salt, and we're done,
nice.
man.
I got some. Here, I don't know how much you want to put in there.
All right, we'll go pop the top off.
Oh, he's going to put a lot.
Nah, we'll just, I don't know how much comes out, so a little bit of salt. And then
That's pretty. That's a good looking dish.
Add a little bit more if you'd like, and boom, you're done.
Well, let's hook it up. So, and what did you call this again? Is there a specific name for it, or?
The KnockOut Quinoa Stir Fry.
KnockOut Quinoa Stir Fry on the Discit.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's play this, see what this stuff tastes like, Carlos.
All right, man.
Let's see what your combination. Let me turn this thing off real quick and get one for me, one for you, and let's see here.
Here we go, bro. Oh.
Healthy eating.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
This is fuel, man.
Lots of protein.
Whether you're going to go down to the gym to train, or you're going to go
Here's this for me.
Go chase some elk around the mountains.
Nice.
Some awesome fuel for you.
Look at that. Let me show that to the camera real good. That's some healthy cooking right there. Cooking outdoors has never been better. That's good. I'm going to tell somebody I like the healthy dish. Thanks, Carlos.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Discit.